What if I told you you're not lazy, you're not unmotivated, you're not broken, you're just spiritually misaligned? In a world obsessed with productivity, hustle, and constant motion, we've been taught that if we're not doing, we're failing. But what if your so-called laziness is actually a message won from your soul? Today we're going to unpack this, why you feel stuck, why you can't force your way into motivation, and how realignment, not willpower, is the answer. Let's dive deep. We live in a culture that praises grinding until burnout and labels rest as weakness. So what happens when you can't get yourself to work? You label yourself as lazy. You feel guilt, shame, maybe even self-hatred. You scroll, procrastinate, overthink, and all the while you wonder, why can't I just do it? But here's the thing, you're not lazy. You're out of alignment with what your soul actually wants. Laziness is often a symptom, not the root problem. Imagine trying to drive a car with no fuel and a misaligned steering wheel. You might hit the gas, but it keeps veering off course or won't move at all. That's what it feels like to push yourself when your spirit is saying no. So what does spiritual misalignment actually feel like? Here are some signs. You wake up exhausted even after sleeping. Tasks that used to excite you now feel heavy. You overthink simple things but avoid making decisions. You have big dreams but can't move toward them. You feel like you're waiting for life to start, but it never quite does. Sound familiar? These aren't signs of failure, they're signals. Your inner compass is trying to guide you back to a version of life that feels real, aligned, meaningful. But to get there, you have to stop forcing and start listening. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a woman who loved painting as a child. It was her favorite escape. But when she grew up, everyone told her art wasn't practical, so she got a job in marketing, paid the bills, checked the boxes. Years passed. She stopped painting. Then she started feeling tired, depressed, uninspired. No matter how many productivity hacks she tried, nothing worked. She thought she was lazy. But the truth was her soul missed the color, the creation, the freedom. The more she ignored it, the heavier everything became. Until one day she picked up a brush again, just for 10 minutes. And for the first time in years, she felt alive. See, productivity doesn't start with pushing harder. It starts with remembering what lights you up. Here's the truth that no hustle culture influencer wants to tell you. Motivation is a side effect of alignment. When you are aligned with your purpose, your values, and your energy, you don't have to force motivation. It flows naturally. Think of a river. Water doesn't struggle to move, it just flows in the direction it was always meant to go. Now imagine trying to push that water upstream. That's what living out of alignment feels like. You don't need more discipline. You need direction, your own direction. So how do you get back into alignment? Here's a 4-step process that's gentle but powerful. 1. Notice the numbness. Instead of judging yourself, get curious. When do you feel most drained? What tasks feel unnatural or meaningless? What moments make your body contract? That discomfort is information. 2. Reconnect to joyful work. Ask yourself, what did I love before the world told me what to love? What makes time disappear? What would I do even if I never got paid? It might be journaling, cooking, building things, teaching, whatever it is, follow the aliveness. 3. Create micro-alignment moments. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow, but you can carve out 15 minutes a day for something that makes you feel connected. Joy is your compass. It doesn't have to be logical, it just has to be real. 4. Stop living for approval. This one is tough. Sometimes we're out of alignment because we're living for everyone else. Parents, peers, followers, culture. But here's the catch. The more you betray yourself for external approval, the more spiritually lazy you feel. True energy comes from living in integrity with yourself. Let's pause for a second and talk about rest. Not performative rest, not guilt-filled rest, but sacred, intentional stillness. Sometimes what you're calling laziness is actually your body begging you to slow down. The soul doesn't bloom under pressure. It needs space. Silence, stillness. The oak tree doesn't apologize for not growing in winter, so why do you? When we ignore the whispers of our soul, they eventually turn into screams. That inner resistance you feel. It's not there to punish you, it's there to guide you. You might feel tired, but not because you've done too much. You feel tired because you haven't done what matters. Spiritual misalignment creates an invisible weight we carry daily. It slows us down, not because we're incapable, but because we're moving in a direction that's not meant for us. When you start aligning with your core truth, you'll notice the shift. Tasks feel lighter, decisions become clearer, and suddenly, you're not dragging yourself through the day, you're gliding. Realignment often starts with rest, with unplugging, with remembering that your worth isn't based on your output. You are enough, even in stillness. Now let's talk about something deeper. Spiritual discipline. It's not about forcing yourself to meditate or journal or wake up at 5 a.m. It's about making space every day to reconnect to your truth. Whether it's sitting in silence, walking in nature, praying, or listening to soul-stirring music, these moments act as tuning forks for your inner world. They remind you who you are beneath the noise. Discipline doesn't mean control, it means devotion. You're not lazy, you're misaligned, disconnected from your natural rhythm, out of tune with your truth. But here's the good news. Alignment is your birthright. Energy is your natural state. Purpose is not found, it's remembered. When you stop trying to fix yourself and start feeling yourself again, everything changes. So next time you feel unmotivated, uninspired, or lazy, ask, am I out of alignment with who I really am? What am I avoiding because it's not actually my truth? What would feel expansive right now, even if it doesn't make sense? The world doesn't need more productivity robots. It needs more people fully alive. Come back to yourself. Trust your inner rhythm. Create from alignment, not obligation. And you'll see, your energy was never gone. It was just waiting for you to come home. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos on spiritual growth, self-healing, and embodied purpose. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. You're not lazy. You're waking up.